Council, your gateway to digital transformation. We are an independent, vendor-neutral ISO IEC 1024 accredited certification body committed to helping individuals and organizations stay future-ready in a rapidly evolving world. GSDC is accredited by the Accreditation Board for International Certification Bodies, ABICB. For 10 years, we've certified more than 100,000 professionals across Europe, North America, Asia, and Africa, with our offices in Switzerland, the United States, and Singapore. Our programs are recognized by leading publications and podcasts, including Forbes, Tech Target, People Managing People. We offer 100 plus globally accredited certifications across emerging and in-demand domains like generative AI and emerging technologies, HR and learning and development, project management and agile Scrum, ISO and quality management, information security. Each GSDC certification is designed to empower professionals with confidence and help organizations stay competitive in a fast-changing landscape. Every certification is crafted with insights from 100 plus global advisory board members representing top universities and leading industry experts. Our certified professionals are trusted by 500 plus multinational companies, which help unlock better roles, faster promotions, and delivering cutting-edge expertise. We partner with 100 plus authorized training partners and 50 plus universities, supporting talent across all career levels, from entry level to executive leadership. As a GSDC member, you gain lifelong access to interactive webinars, hands-on workshops, SME panels, and global summits. Join a vibrant community of 25,000 plus members and be part of our global events. Check our reviews on Trustpilot. We're trusted worldwide for quality, support, and impact. Whether you're aiming higher or building tomorrow's talent, GSDC is your partner in purposeful growth and impactful leadership. Visit our website to explore our offerings. GSDC. Share.
Hello everyone, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are joining from. I apologize for the delay in the start. We'll be sharing the screen and we'll be starting with the session. Please allow me a minute. Hope you all can see my screen, and thank you so much for joining today's session. I welcome you all to Global Skill Development Council Studio, Applied Intelligence, Turning Generative and Agentic AI into Real Business Impact, with a theme that is Explore How Generative and Agentic AI Drive Real Business Impact, Learn to Design AI Agents, Integrate AI Workflows, and Automate Operations with GSDC. My name is Preetham. I'll be here as a moderator. Do let me know if you have any concern during the session. You can reach out to me over the chat box, and I'll make sure that I'll be taken care of. So as you know that we have this incredible panel of speakers aligned for this entire series, which is started from 17 to 21st November 2025, with a time slot that is 6:30 a.m. Central, 8:30 p.m. Singapore time. So please do join us for all the remaining sessions as well. And before I could hand over the mic to our speaker today, would love to quickly introduce our hosting organization, GSDC. We're known as Global Skill Development Council. We are vendor agnostic, vendor neutral. We are globally recognized certification body, and we are accredited by ABICB. We do have 100 plus certification portfolio with us, and we have certified more than 250,000 professionals worldwide. We have 500 SMEs. Those are subject matter experts, our industry experts. They work with us closely to design our deliverables. We are associated with 1,000 multinational corporates and 500 Fortune companies and 50 plus universities across the globe. A very proud thing to inform you all that we do have 100 plus authorized training partner across the globe. We have partner in Asia, Africa, Canada, America, and many other countries. So I would love to thank you those who have joined us through our training partner channel. In case if you're looking for any training program for yourself, feel free to reach out to our training partner to have an inquiry about it. I'll share the contact details in the chat box. And a special thanks to our official media partner, World Press Hub, for covering all our events and press releases. And let me quickly introduce you all to GSTC AI Studio. We have recently introduced this to all our participants, where we are providing 100 plus live sessions on AI monthly basis, which is led by global expert, where you'll be getting 4 daily sessions, 45 minutes of live impactful sessions, experts led by experts, and you'll be getting hands-on learning. Also, this session from global experts, where you will be getting platform or opportunity to learn directly from the global experts or AI leaders around the world. and real-time practice where you can apply all the concepts that you have learned in that particular session immediately, and your doubts and questions will be resolved instantly. And this training is aligned with the industry standards for job ready skills. How you can access to this GSDC AI Studio? You can start your learning right away with 30 days completely free access, where you'll be getting 80 plus live sessions on that particular month, and full access to GSDC Studio. The another step that you can opt out for $109 GSDC lifelong membership. You'll be getting lifetime access, 80 plus live session, access to full GSDC Studio, free GSDC membership, access to all our physical events, and LinkedIn profile improver. Third step, you can opt out for GSDC certification lifetime membership with $100. This is limited time offer. You'll be getting access to all our GSDC certification, all benefits of lifetime membership, personalized coaching, capstone project, plus AI tool, GSDC Copilot, and assessment tool. You can reach out to our learning advisor to get more information and details regarding this. I'll share the contact details in the chat box. So our current certification portfolio holds certification on L&D, Gen AI, Agentic AI, emerging technologies, ISO, project management, agile, DevOps, SRE, cybersecurity, digital transformation, and so on. So in case if you're looking for any of the certification in order to upskill yourself or to stay industry relevant, so feel free to reach out to a learning advisor to get more information on the certification, or you can check our website, which is mentioned below, www.gsdconsult.org, to get more details and to check all the offerings that GSDC has for all of you. Here we are. So without any further delay, I would love to quickly introduce our today's speaker, Varda Valenche. She's a CEO and founder at Vault, and she'll be taking us through the topic, the architecture of the future, how agentic AI transforms workflows, decisions, and human capability. Would love to quickly tell more about Varda. She is a visionary leader who seamlessly blends humanity and technology, guiding individuals and organizations towards ethical and sustainable transformation with a simplified yet profound approach. She makes innovation accessible and human, developing solutions that address real societal challenges. As a respected author, speaker, mentor, and thought leader, Varda empowers those seeking to understand, evolve, and thrive in ever-changing technological landscape. She inspires audience to embrace a future shaped by purpose, authenticity, and meaningful impact. We are really delighted to have you, Varda, for us today's GSTC session. Thank you so much for joining. A warm welcome to you, and you can have the hander of the virtual mic now. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your introduction, dear Pritam. And I'm so glad to be with you today. So more than just technical point of view, I would like to share with you the strategical point of view. So please let me just time to share my screen. And welcome to this great session. So we are together for around 60 minutes plus 10 or 15 minutes for your questions. But please, if you have any question during the presentation, it will be with a big pleasure to answer you. So to be, let's say, more interactive session. So the session today, so the title is The Architecture of the Future. So how agentic AI transforms workflows, decisions, and for me, the most important, the human capability. If you don't already know, the new architecture of intelligence, so AI, so artificial intelligence, is just moving all the world. Because it's not, let's say, just technical for me, it's a new civilization, it's a new world to be transformed, to be imagined. So today we are at a pivotal moment, transitioning from the era of generative AI that we already all know around the globe to one defined by applied and agentic AI. And we can talk about multi-agentic AI also. This shift is not merely an evolutionary step, but a foundational change, as I mentioned before, in how we conceive and execute tasks, making autonomous workflows and decision architectures a reality. Again, this session is to give you the conception and also the strategic level. I will show you my perceptions, but also our methodologies, how you can start to develop or to deploy an agentic AI for you or your customers. So the global context is crucial. The USA drives innovation with unparalleled speed. Singapore sets benchmarks for governance excellence in technology, and Switzerland embodies precision and trust in its technological advancement. So this trifecta offers a unique opportunity to build a future where humanity is augmented by intelligence, not replaced by it. It's very important as we speak at the strategic level to see what it is developing around the globe. And especially because today is with the JSDC, so I have focused on those three countries. So this architecture is about elevating human capability, freeing us from mundane tasks and empowering us to focus on creativity, strategy, and complex problem solving. It's an inspirational framing for a future where human intelligence is amplified, leading to unprecedented levels of productivity and societal progress. Because my belief is that we will not be replaced according if we take the actions, if we maintain our capabilities. And this is one of the topics today. The second section is why agentic AI is transforming organizations. So we saw globally that we are moving, we are transforming. But today the question is, what is exactly agentic AI comparing to generative AI, and how they can help the organizations? And more than organizations, all the humanity. So at the human level. So agentic AI represents a paradigm shift, defining systems that are autonomous, goal-directed, and iterative. Unlike traditional AI, these agents can unlock a lot of possibilities, for example, by understanding complex objectives. Plan multi-step actions, execute tasks, of course, and learn from feedback loops, all with minimal human intervention. The objective of agents is like you delegate a task and it should be autonomous, totally. Today, we have still some human interventions to check, to control, and to adapt if necessary. But the objective, the final objective in some weeks, let's say weeks, not years, not months, but some weeks, is to be totally autonomous. So on the generative intelligence, so the first point that you see on the left, the foundation providing data synthesis, content creation, and predictive insights. The second layer, second level, is the agentic autonomy. So this is the core, enabling goal setting, self-correction, and independent task execution, as I mentioned just before. And the third one is the workflow orchestration. The integration layer here is to coordinate multiple agents and human teams for complex processes. You can see like an ecosystem, because this is also the final step. When we will have an autonomous agent and also all the multi-agents, we will be able to orchestrate like an ecosystem. And for example, as you see on my background, you can imagine like this. So everything, all the system working by autonomy, and it could be complex or simple, but the objective is to be efficient, to be, let's say, resolving complex problems, but by autonomy, and being able to speak between them. So we have a dialogue, we have a communication between the agents, but also a communication with the humans. So today, what are the real-world applications as of today? For example, Walmart leverages AI agents for real-time inventory management and dynamic supplier orchestration. This optimizing supply chains and reducing waste. Another example on Singapore is the GovTech. So all the government technology deploys AI agents for intelligent citizen service triage. This permits to personalize interactions and streamlining public service delivery. So great. Because we are moving more and more on the smart cities. So this is a really good foundation. On the Europe side, Siemens utilizes autonomous inspections for the manufacturing, boosting quality control and predictive maintenance. Very nice. But we have a lot of use cases, but those ones are, let's say, the more known ones. And for Switzerland's UBS is piloting AI agents in compliance workflows, enhancing regulatory adherence and reducing human error in complex financial operations. So you can see that we have on the manufacturing, we have on the banking, we have on the government, and we have also on the retailing for Walmart. So as I like to say, every sector is impacted by AI, but more than AI, by the AI agents. So all those applications demonstrate significant productivity impacts and cost reduction, making agentic AI a strategic imperative for global enterprises. Another example that could be useful for you, let's say global use cases. For example, we can deploy AI agents for all those transportations. So for example, if you take buses, you can deploy AI agents to automatically check the traffic, to check the weather, if it's good or not, and to adapt perhaps the traffic according to the weather and also all the affluence. So if we have a lot of people, we can have multiple agents, one for the traffic, one for the weather, one for the affluence, and all those three agents talking directly to the main system to optimize the next, for example, the next stop, or just to communicate to the users, to end users, so the customers, to, let's say, wait 10 or 15 minutes before taking the next bus, for example. So we have all the possibilities around the globe and all the sector to deploy AI agents. If we continue, you can see here on my screen, the next session is about designing those intelligent systems that think and act. I would like just to mention that when you say think, is not as the human, those systems are not thinking like us. They are producing results according to statistics. So it's mathematical thinking. It's not like us. So how do we build these effective AI agents? It requires a deliberate design approach. So this design should be a mirror of the cognitive process. That's why I mentioned about the thinking process is not like us. So these systems are engineered with specific capabilities to enable truly autonomous and intelligent behavior. So it's like a mirror. First one is the goal setting. As every project, as every program in our lives, professional or personal, we should define firstly the goal. So the agents define clear objectives and sub-goals to guide their actions. Before that, of course, the human should define all the objectives, and then we have autonomous agents to define their goals, to be able to execute those tasks. The first is the goal. The second step is about the tool use. So the integration with external APIs and systems to perform specialized tasks. It's very important to think about the interoperated systems. So when you develop those agents, please think about how we can develop the system to be able to communicate between multiple systems. For example, I will give you a one use case, for example, for the transportation, if you take it again. So if you have one system for the weather, checking the weather, okay, for example, it will perhaps have a predictive time in 1 hour, we will have some raining, okay. This system could be by the public systems. And then you will have another system that is checking the traffic in real time. This system could be from your customer, inside your customer, so the customer infrastructure and databases. So those two systems, mostly of the time, they don't have the same systems, so they will not able to communicate between them according to the security, but more than security, they don't have the same databases. For example, one could have Oracle, and the second one could have SQL, Microsoft. So if you have Microsoft and Oracle, they don't have the same language, for example. So if you develop an AI agent, please think about those infrastructure to be able to have an interoperability between them, but in long-term point of view, not just in a short-term point of view. The second is the tool use. For the third dimension is about the memory and context. So retention of past interactions and relevant data to inform future decision. You know, if you don't know, I will just remember that. If we use AI systems, we need a lot of data volumetry. So if we don't keep all the past interactions, we will lose a very important data, very important information. So please keep in mind to historize and archive all the possible interaction that you have. Another dimension is about the chain of thought planning. So developing logical sequences of steps to achieve complex goals. Very clear. And the last one is the human in the loop alignment. And again, for me, it's the most important. So the mechanism of oversight, intervention, and ethical calibration by human operators. For example, again, if you take the same use cases about the transportation, so here it could be, for example, thinking about the traffic. We should include all the parameters for the traffic. Mostly we think about cars and let's say all the motor vehicles, but perhaps we can include for the ethical calibration, we can include, for example, all the people by foot, all the people that have, let's say, a handicap, okay? So the ethical side is, let's say, I would like to say it like this, is to think through just 350 degrees. So like a holistic approach, thinking about all the parameters to be able to have a robust AI systems and here AI agent to avoid any future maintenance and let's say it could be improved, let's say iterative maintenance, but to avoid this is to have the maximum of robustness from the beginning. And here's some example of this design principle in action. So the first one is the GitHub Copilot workspace. So it generates multi-step development plans from natural language prompts, showing advanced planning and tool used to interact with code bases and environments. The second example is reinforced autonomy in logistics, and the best example in the world is Amazon. For example, AI agents manage complex routing, optimize delivery schedules, and adapt to real-time disruptions. So it demonstrates sophisticated perception, reasoning, and action capabilities. We know that Amazon, for its logistic sides, they have robots, they have agents, but they have also AI agents, not only human agents, but they have AI agents that automatically, like Internet of Objects, Internet IoT. I don't know if I'm switching from French and English, sorry. So as IoT, So IoT, we know that we think about all the infrastructure and how all the systems are talking, let's say, dialoguing between them. And here for the Amazon, we know that from one warehouse, we know that they can send information in real time between the robots, between the human, and between all the packages coming inside the warehouse and going outside the warehouse with all the vehicles going outside the warehouse. So everything is connected. As I mentioned before, it's like an ecosystem. You can see it as an ecosystem. If one thing about in the ecosystem is not working well, or let's say the design wasn't well think about how we can include all the parameters, remember the holistic approach, all the ecosystem could fail. So here you have 4 dimensions. The first one is the perception. The second one is the reasoning. The third one is the feedback and the action. And as you can see, it's a loop. Everything is connected and must be connected to be robust. The next point that is also important is about the human capability in the age of autonomous workflows. A lot of people come to me because I'm an international speaker and ask me if we will be replaced by AI. And my answer is always the same. It depends on how we are improving ourselves, how we are, let's say, training by learning new stuff, new technologies, and all those new technologies, not only AI. And another point from my answer is about a balance. If we take every new tool and every new technology that is coming on the market and is coming on our side by, I don't know if you have any notification, hi, we have a new tool, please use it, or please just test, and then we are going to the loop to use it and so on. So the second step for me is very important to think before just using every new tool on the market, because we need to have this balance to ask ourselves if it's good or not for our customer, for our company, for simply our world. So the advent of agentic AI isn't about replacing human roles, you understood my position, but transforming them. And it's very, very good to have agents, because for me, it's the possibility is no limit, is very limitless. It elevates human potential by automating routine tasks, allowing individuals to focus on higher order thinking, creativity, and strategic problem solving. This shift redefines productivity and the nature of work itself. That's why I love to mention a transformation and not a replacement. So the hybrid intelligence model, this model emphasizes the symbiotic relationship between human intention and machine execution. So humans define the vision. You can use AI to define the vision, but it's very important to keep the control on the human side to define the vision, the ethical boundaries, and the complex problem statement. While AI agents provide the processing power, execution capabilities, and iterative learning, it's about leveraging the best of both worlds. So, for example, the AI workflow designer, it could be a new job, a new title, so a new responsibility. It's a new role by crafting optimal processes for human agent collaboration, for example. Another, it could be an agentic system auditor. So ensuring that ethical behavior, transparency, and performance of the AI agents. Another example, It's about the AI augmented researcher. So leveraging AI to accelerate discovery and analysis in complex fields. So that's why I will just mention another thing is some people from that they told me it's not a real transformation, is new jobs. So all the previous ones will be deleted. It depends your perspectives. We can talk about deletion, we can talk about transformation because on the transformation we have some stuff that are deleted and replaced. Okay, but it's more positive to talk about transformation because it's a new move, it's a new wave. As an optimist, pragmatic entrepreneur, I prefer to mention transformation. So that's why. And as the NVIDIA CEO said some years ago, AI will not replace humans, but humans who use AI will replace those who don't. I totally agree with that. And I will add a complementary for that is, again, as I mentioned before, the balance. The balance. Just keep this equilibrium between not going 100% for the new technologies and not going totally afraid by the new technologies and avoiding the technologies. So please keep this in mind. As a human, we have the responsibility. We should take the responsibility to think without the AI. So to keep this critical mindset. So the cross-cultural insights reinforce this dynamic. So USA's bold innovation drives rapid adoption. Singapore's structured regulation ensures responsible deployment, and Switzerland's risk-aware precision focuses on robust, trustworthy systems. So together, these approaches build a resilient framework for the future of work. And I would like to add to this that the China is moving fast, the India is moving fast, as I understood that a big company from USA, so Indian CEO of a big company that I had the privilege to meet in Paris some months ago, that he is deploying the same infrastructure, the same AI solution in India. So every country around the world, let's say the biggest one, the most developed one, are accelerating those new technologies and those developments. And with the AI agents, with the multi-agents, we are accelerating more and more. So that's why it's very important to take the time to be aware about, yes, but also to take the time to have this critical mindset again and to have the strategical mindset. So have a global view, a holistic approach, and we will be more efficient with that. And that's why I come now to the governance, safety, and trust. And the advantage of the GSDC is that we have a global point of view and so international point of view. And as AI agents become more autonomous, robust governance, safety, and trust frameworks are paramount. So the GSDC consortium, so USA, Singapore, Switzerland, plays a critical role in establishing global standards to ensure ethical deployment, regularity, compliance, and public confidence. It's by my research. I'm not talking in place of the GSDC, but it's my perspective from my research. So it's a very, let's say, robust position by the GSDC. That's why I would like to highlight the GSDC by its position that could play mechanism to track and explain AI agents' decision and actions. Traceability, so logging all data inputs, processes, and outputs for accountability. Ethical alignment, So ensuring AI systems operate within defined moral and societal values. Excuse me. Cross-jurisdiction compliance, so adhering to diverse legal and regulatory requirements across borders. So the GSDC collaborative efforts are instrumental in supporting global adoption. That's why for me it's a very critical, and you are, let's say, you are lucky to be there, because I love this position to be global. So for example, for the Singapore's AI Verify, so it's a comprehensive framework for AI governance and testing, providing transparency and certificability for AI models. For the USA, we have a framework that continuously evolving guidelines to mitigate risk associated with AI, promoting responsible development and deployment. As the Vice Chair and President of Microsoft mentioned, building public trust in AI is not an option, it is a necessity for its widespread adoption and societal benefits. We can talk about also the citizens, because the citizens also around the globe today, they are impacted. But as we can say, and as we can see, the citizens, or let's say the citizenship for me, or let's say, or should be redefined or reimagined, because with the AI system and all those AI agents, we are transforming the frontier that we know today, because all the movement of the information from one country to another, from one continent to another, are moving so fast that we should think with a transversal mindset, transversal spirit. And we would like to show you, so to share with you here, a methodology, step by step, how you can, with a 15-minute practical case, design a customer support agent. Here, the objective is not to practice right now, but to share you the design process to proceed to do those design customer support agent. So what is the scenario? Is to design, so the objective is to design a customer support resolution agent for a multinational organization operating in USA, Singapore, and Switzerland. So we keep this global aspect. This exercise demonstrates how to conceptualize and structure an agentic workflow for a real-world business challenge. Imagine a global company needing consistent, efficient, and compliant customer support across diverse regulatory environments. You can include multiple countries that need that. So traditional customer support often involves manual routing, inconsistent responses, and significant training overhead. We know that. An agentic AI approach can revolutionize this by providing autonomous, context-aware, and continuously improving resolution capabilities while respecting regional nuances. So what is the step-by-step framework for agentic workflow? So this framework provides a structured approach to building and deploying AI agents, ensuring quality, control, and iterative improvement. So the first step is, again, as previously, to define the goal. By the goal, you can think about the vision also. So the goal should be aligned to the vision. So clearly articulate the agent's objective. For example, resolve common customer queries, escalate complex issues, or maintain compliance records. Let's take a real example. For example, if we want to reduce average resolution time by 30% while maintaining 95% customer satisfaction and full regulatory compliance. It could be complex because we have here three parameters. First, reduce the average resolution time. Second, maintain a customer satisfaction at a higher level, 95%. And the third one is to be aligned with the regulatory compliance. So the second step is to define tools and data sources. So by identifying necessary resources, for example, CRM, knowledge base, regulatory databases, translation APIs, and so on. Example, access Zendesk CRM, the company knowledge base, the local regulatory APIs for USA, Singapore, and Switzerland, and in a real-time sentiment analysis API. Because remember, we need the customer satisfaction by 95%. It could be automatic by the sentiment analysis. For the next phase, next step is to design the reasoning chain. By mapping out the logical steps the agent will take to achieve its goal, including decision points and fallback mechanism. Example to illustrate. So first, identify query, then check knowledge base, then if unresolved, query CRM, then, and you can say all the arrows is then, if sensitive, consult regulatory API, and then draft response, and then finally await human approval. You see, we have a human approval step. Still today. So this is an example, a very simple example. It's not complex, it's very simple, to design the reasoning chain, because we need to transmit to the agent, AI agent, how to think and how to proceed. So it's an algorithm process. The next step is to set human approval gates by establishing clear points where human oversight or intervention is required. For example, sensitive financial transactions. Let's keep this on the hand and the control of human today. Legal advice or highly emotional interactions. For example, human approval required for refunds, okay, more than $100. Account changes, for example, or any legal compliance responses. I don't see if you have any question because my Zoom panel is hidden, but please let me know if we have any question, please. And the next and final step is to deploy and iterate. Is the most important, is the final one. So launch the agent in a controlled environment, monitor performance, gather feedback, and continuously refine its capabilities and rules. So example, pilot with 10% of support queries, A/B test responses, gather agent performance data, and update reasoning chain weekly. Why for me it's very important, this one? Because when you deploy the solution, so the AI agent, let's say starting by one AI agent, when you deploy, it's very important to test that the result is according that your requirement or customer requirement, and iterate until you will attain the minimum satisfaction from your AI agent. Please don't leave your AI agent from the first task, but let's say to enrich step by step your AI agents, still you will attain again the good level of satisfaction. You can try, as this session is recorded, you will be able to access to those steps and all those materials later on. And here you can try step by step. So that's why it's mentioned group exercise is to map, okay, all the mapping, the risk and the improvement. This interactive segment encourages participants to apply the framework and critically evaluate the agentic customer support scenario. Remember, we are still in the same use case. So participant might the workflow, okay? So break down the customer query journey into distinct steps is very important because this is the process that you will automatize. Second point is to identify interaction points with the AI agent and human operators. Remember, as we saw just previously, you need to understand the process where the human should control, where the AI agent is autonomous, totally autonomous, and where perhaps if you have any issue, just that the AI agent has included the step. So you have included the step on the process that if there is an issue, the human must be informed. Let's say it's the specific cases. And also to visualize the flow from initial contact to resolution. Of course, identify risks. So all the risks, for example, the first one is the very important, is the data privacy concerns. We have a lot of regulatories around the globe. The first one is the GDPR, so for the Europe. And it's very important to include all those regulatories because if you transfer data between continents, between countries, it's important to include all those data privacy concerns on your developments. The second step is about the bias in AI responses or escalations, as I mentioned before also, and this is mostly on the ethical process, so AI ethical process, AI ethics. The loss of human empathy in critical interaction, okay, it's a very big risk. And the last one is the system failures or security vulnerabilities, as I mentioned also before. So it is very important to keep in mind those points, to include them not directly on the development, but on the conceptual phase. So from the design phase, and then also from the design phase, it will be easier to develop them and deploy them. As I love to mention, as soon as the design is well designed, so the conception phase, the more easier will be the development and the deployment phases. So the third dimension is to identify improvement loops by, for example, by thinking about the mechanism for continuous learning from agent performance, and I will mention feedback channels from the customers and human agents, strategies for adapting to new regulations on or products updates. Very important that point. I will repeat. Strategies for adapting to new regulations or product updates. Because I saw some engineers thinking about regulations as of today, forgetting that the regulations are updating the laws by perhaps some weeks, some days, mostly by months, okay, fortunately. But please be aware, if you are an engineer, to keep in mind that you have to check, to be informed if there is any new law about the regulatories around the globe, mostly if you have a customer that is globalized, okay. And the last one is integration of advanced analytics for proactive issue resolution, of course. So if we compare between before versus after visualization, so the resolution time for high, so moving from high, so manual routing and human search, moving to low, so automated triage, instant info retrieval. Another example is about the consistency. So moving from varies by agent, training location to high standardized responses and dynamic adaptation. Compliance, I think you will guess. Human focus, very important, in moving from repetitive queries, data entry. Very important that, I will repeat, repetitive queries, data entry, moving to complex problem solving, empathy, and strategy. Because today, let's say one of the most problematic side is the repetitive queries and data entry, because we have low value for that. And today we can have a high value, fortunately, with the AI agents moving to this focus, making possible to have complex problem solving and letting the human focusing on the high values. And the last one is about the scalability. So moving from the linear with headcount to the exponential with agent deployment. Again, like an ecosystem, today we can have the complexity to have human management, so the human resources, to have all those management, because we have some human that are sick. We can have some human that are so great and efficient and high talented human, but they cannot move from one country to another. They can be highly skilled, but unfortunately they have some parameters that they will not be able to move and travel around the globe. So with those agents, we will have, for example, the possibility to have this high talented human being able to control multiple agents from their skills, I will repeat, from their skills, to be able to transfer those skills around the globe, fortunately, with the AI agents or multi-agents. And the last and final point, just before your question, before opening the questions, is the section 7 is the world built by intelligent systems. We stand at the precipice of a new era where intelligent systems are not just tools, but integral partners in shaping our future. This future is not about machines, you understood my position again, taking over, but about human ingenuity guiding the development and deployment of increasingly sophisticated AI architectures. As Peter Drucker mentioned, is the best way. So the best way to predict the future is to create it. Yes, totally agree and align with that philosophy, that mindset. We are actors or spectators. On my side, I prefer to be actor. So let's be actor together. So it is our collective responsibility as senior executives, technologists, policymakers, and innovation officers to design this future thoughtfully. We must prioritize ethical considerations, ensure robust governance, and foster continuous learning to unlock the full potential of agentic AI. You have some dimension here that you can see and, let's say, illustrate the vision. This is the intelligence augmented organization. I repeat, intelligence augmented organizations. In the heart of this intelligence augmented organization, we have the hybrid, we have the couple of human and the intelligence system, so the AI agents, multi-agents, and the new technologies that are coming with the AI. The first point is the strategic clarity. For me, this is the foundation. Between developing any new system with AI or other technologies, we can speak about cybersecurity, we can speak about IoT, blockchain, crypto, and so on. The foundation layer for me is this is the strategic clarity. By how? we can speak about the strategy, is enhanced by the decision making with AI-driven insights, with the human collaboration and designed by human. The second point is the accelerated execution. Autonomous workflows drive unprecedented efficiency. We don't need to argument about that. We know it. We have proof about it. The third point is about the continuous innovation. So the humans and AI co-create novel solutions. AI is an extension. Again, transformation. Again, the next dimension is the global connectivity, seamless operations across diverse markets. We have the possibility to create for the globe today. With those acceleration and those ecosystems, we don't matter where we are in the world, we can create for the world and contribute for a better humanity. And the last one is directly impacted, and let's say for the humanity, is the ethical resilience. So trust and compliance embedded in every system. So let us lead this transformation with vision, courage, very important to have the courage, and collaboration. Building a world where intelligence amplifies human capability and drives progress for all. Your role within the GSDC consortium and beyond is critical in defining the global standards and practices that will shape this extraordinary future. And I'm so glad to be here again with you today to, I hope, and I believe more than hope, to build this new future. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much for your presence, and be very welcome, with a warm welcome, to ask any question or share any doubts or perhaps any parameter that I will love to discover.
Thank you so much, Varda. I believe that we have done with the session and we are open for Q&A now, right? So I
Indeed.
request all the participants drop your questions in the chat box as we still have 5 to 10 minutes to cover your question. So let me see if we have got any question during the session. Varda, just give me a minute.
Yeah, take your time, please. I saw 30, but I'm not sure if there are questions or only feedbacks. Thank you for your positive feedbacks.
Yeah, also I would like to inform all the participants, if you don't have question for now or if you have any question later on for Varda, please feel free to reach out to her. I've already shared her LinkedIn profile link in the chat box. Okay, here we go. I can see one question. AP, I'm not really sure about the name. Please suggest any tips to make the system more human.
Yes, sure. Very good question. Thank you for this question. To be more human on the system layer is to first check, or let's say define, what is human. Do you see me and do you hear me? Because the screen has changed.
Yes, we can see you.
Okay, perfect. What I mean by human, because we speak about, and we thank you, we speak about the humanity and the ethical point of view. So if we are in India or China or Africa, we don't have the same core values. We don't have the same traditions. So first, define what is the core values, what is the culture, what are the traditions. All those dimensions are very important to define from the beginning. And then if you have this foundation, those foundation, the culture, the human values, and so on, as I mentioned, you can include them, infuse them all on the data first, and then on the AI agents by the algorithm and on the developments. This is for me the foundation. And the second step is to check that the results are aligned again with all those dimensions. So the culture, the human values, and the core principles of your customer or your company, or perhaps for your own individual. So first, design first, and second, to check that the results are aligned with what you requested.
Thank you so much, Varda, for answering this one. Can see another question we have got across live. Richard is asking, when integrating agentic AI into existing workflows, that's the first capability organizations should modernize to avoid disruption.
Can you project, please, the question?
Okay, sure. Should I read it for you because I got it from live? I'll be reading this question again. When integrating agentic AI into existing workflow, what's the first capability organization should modernize to avoid disruption?
Okay. The first step is to try to avoid to transform everything in the company. Okay, is from one department, for example, or sub departments, just to include all the change management, because it could be a nightmare for the team, for the IT, for all the teams, to, let's say, to deploy all those AI agents. So please, in parallel of the current process, when you implement an AI agent process or system, check in parallel what is the current situation and the new situation. So keep the current. So I will reformulate. First, keep the current process. Okay, don't remove it directly. The second is to test in the, let's say, the minimum process. So department, sub-department of a company, not all the company in the same time, to validate the AI agent process. And the third point that is very important also is to have the courage to ask the customer or the end users if this is exactly what they are expecting to have as a result. Why I mentioned the courage, because I saw too many often that as we have developed some weeks ago, some months ago, it's a very good development for the engineers, but for the end users, it's totally opposite that what they are expecting. So please, like a loop or like an agile or scrum methodology, it's very important to check step by step. So every big development that you do, for example, if you have developed two weeks, I will just preconize and advise to develop 1 week, test, validate with your customer, and then proceed to the next phases for the AI agent, because it's very important, because we have ethical concepts and core principles that we should include for the AI agents. And as we would like to have autonomous AI agents, is very important, this third dimension. And I hope that I
Wonderful.
have
Thank you.
answered to the question.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you so much, Varda, for answering all the questions so far. As we are running out of schedule time for the Q&A, I'll be stopping here with the Q&A. So I request all the participants, if you have any further question or want to discuss about this topic with Varda, feel free to reach out to her or the LinkedIn.
Pritam,
Yes, yes.
excuse me, we have a last question that is very interesting, if we can answer.
Okay. No worries, you can. Yeah, we can take it. Yes, please.
Okay, thanks. Because I see, please advise any important questions that founders need to answer before venturing into AI related companies. Very important. Why? Because it's a strategical question. So for me, let's say the two first questions that are important, and I will stop here. So the first one is, what is the most critical process company, or let's say for the founder? So what is the most critical process today in the company or for the founder that could be automatized without big risks. Very important. The biggest critical process. So when I mention critical, that bring the most value for the founder or for the company, but without too much risk. Okay. The first question is this one. The second one is to be able to evaluate what could be the ROI, so the return on investment, if we automatize this process, because it could be the critical process for the company, so the best one to implement without too much risk. But if we have not too much return on investment, it's not a good choice. That's it.
Lovely. Thank you so much, Vardha, for answering this question again. And thank you so much for being here and giving your insights on such a wonderful topic. We'll definitely look forward to have you again at GSDC as a speaker. Thank you so much again. And I thank you to all the participants for wonderful questions. And I request them to please stay connected till the end, that I have some great announcement for all of them. So thank you so much. So before I take the handover of the mic, Vardha, we would love to hear final thoughts from you for all the participants today who have joined us.
Thank you very much. Really, it was and it is for me an honor to be here with you today. I love your spirit, I love your work, so I will be more than glad to be with you again. So thank you very much for this kind word. And for all the participants, just stay human and with a critical mindset and critical thinking. And thank you very much for your presence again and your very interesting question. And just please connect with me. I have just shared my LinkedIn profile, and I hope you enjoy your day, end of day, according where you are located around the globe, and hope to see you soon. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing such a beautiful thoughts for all of us, to all of us. And thank you so much. As I say that, I have some great announcement for all of you. So this is regarding the feature certification that we have under generative AI and agentic AI. So grab this opportunity where we are providing amazing offer, which is AI 20. You can use this as a promo code. You'll be getting 20% off on this certification. You can opt out any of this certification with this 20% discount. So as you all know, these certifications are globally recognized ones, whatever the certification that GSDC provides. And you'll be getting learning resources where you'll be getting a lot of case studies to work on, e-learning and book of knowledge. These certifications are lifelong learnings, which gives you learning flexibility as well. And you'll be getting chance to connect with our training partner channel. You'll be having more opportunity to work on capstone project, that is something real-time AI simulation practice. So do grab this opportunity and sign up yourself for this certification program. You'll find all the details in the chat box along with the promo code, link, and in other offer details. And also, would love to quickly introduce our utility tool that we have recently introduced. This utility tool will help you to improve your LinkedIn profile score, your AI skill score. It will help you to build your personal brand. It will help you to generate AI generated resumes also. So use this AUG100 as a promo code to get 100% off, which means completely free. And this is only for our webinar attendees. So check this out. I have already shared the utility link in the chat box along with this promo code. And as you all must be aware that we are having this another series scheduled on ISO, which is happening for this week, 17 to 21st November. And the series is started from 3rd November, which will be happening till 21st November. And we might extend this series as well. So we have incredible panel of speaker or expert aligned for this. So do join us for all the sessions. This is happening at the time. Make a note of the time zones, which is 8:30 a.m. Central, 10:30 p.m. Singapore, and 8 p.m. Indian Standard Time. And we are running this another webinar series simultaneously with ISO, which is on world L&D case studies across industry. We have experts aligned for this as well, which is started from 3rd November. And for this week, this is happening from 17 November till 21st November 2025 with the same time slot, 8:30 a.m. Central, 10:30 p.m. Singapore, and 8 p.m. Indian Standard Time. And we are running this another series on AI implementation series, where our AI experts around the globe who have joined us for the previous session, and there are more speakers who are aligned for the upcoming sessions. So do join us as we are providing live demo sessions with practical walkthroughs and tasks to perform. So this is very interesting because our speaker completing a demo session on each tool that is present in the market, AI tool. So do join us on 17 to 21st November this week. The time slot, that is 10:30 a.m. Central, 12:30 a.m. Singapore, 10 p.m. Indian Standard, and 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And also, we have these three winners who have referred maximum people to our session. Let's congratulate to them, and we'll be getting back to them for the rewards at the end of this series. So we'll be announcing all the final winners by this end of the series. So congratulate to them, and thank you so much for referring people. And in case if you want to be speaker for our upcoming event, feel free to reach out to us. You can directly write to me. You can share your speaker profile with me, and we will be more than happy to review your profile and get back to you with this opportunity. As you all know that we do have a platform, like a global platform like Learning Capsule, webinar, and podcast. And also, we would love to connect with you all over social media. You can scan this QR, connect with us over LinkedIn, check up our website for more information regarding all the certifications and offerings that we have for all of you. And connect with us over WhatsApp group to get daily update on events, boot camps, webinars that we often conduct. And please do share your valuable feedback on Trustpilot. You'll find the link in the chat box. And thank you so much for joining today's session. I hope to see you all for the upcoming session as well. Until then, take care of yourself and keep learning and stay human. Thank you so much, Varda. I'll see you again. Bye, everyone.
Thank you very much.